Last week's election was a surprise to many and a jolt to our democracy. We find ourselves with a new administration that has made commitments that we at the Center for Democracy and Technology find antithetical to the constitutional rights of our citizens. First, let me address the calls to keep an open mind. Yes, we'll keep an open mind to new ideas that move this country forward, socially, economically, and politically, for all people. Historically, CDT has been a haven for dialogue, even for hard disagreements, with voices from the left and the right to forge novel policy solutions for companies and for governments, not just in the United States, but around the world. Good ideas come from all points on the political spectrum and from speakers of all kinds. What we will not keep an open mind about are the forms of hate and division advocated at times by the campaign and some of its supporters. CDT's vision for the future is a world that is enabled by technology, lifting all voices, growing people and communities into prosperity, and fostering equality. Technology must not be used to reinforce class and economic hierarchies and societal and political divisions based on gender, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. We must fight harder than ever for the ideals of this democracy, alongside friends in civil society, industry, government, and academia. Our core values, privacy, freedom of expression, fundamental respect for the individual and individual rights, will continue to be the principles that guide us. The conversations may be very different. The playing field itself will be different, but who we are and what we stand for will not change. Technology played an important role in this campaign. A few weeks ago, I thought I'd be talking to you about emails and servers, WikiLeaks, and cybersecurity. These are still critically important. Government openness, secrecy, individual privacy, and the need for strong encryption, data and systems hygiene. Our technologists will continue to explore and advocate for common sense approaches to keep systems and individuals safe and secure in the digital world. But even more, in this election, technology fundamentally shaped how we understand and interpret the world. We at CDT have been exploring and will continue not only to examine, but to advocate for principles that advance journalistic norms and ethics in the information environments online. Our Freedom of Expression team has long been a staunch voice for First Amendment protections for all. And now we will take that a step further and examine the role of the journalist, the editor, and the algorithm in the online world and in our democracy. And lastly, and most profoundly, we must examine how technology's promise is shaping and shaking our fellow citizens' sense of comfort and optimism in this country and in our world. Is the promise of technology blinding us to the disruption and dislocation that is wreaking havoc on so many workers' lives and livelihoods? How do we ensure that the digital economy is an economy that includes all, whether through digital literacy or digital training programs? And how do we ensure that the hardware and the software that power our daily lives are built for inclusion, for equality, and with an eye towards opening minds, not reinforcing stereotypes about others and about ourselves? Never have I been more certain that our principled, pragmatic advocacy is needed. We are optimistic about the positive changes that technology can bring. But I promise you, we are clear-eyed about the threats to individual liberty and devoted to ensuring that technology, whether used by governments, industry, or individuals, is used to protect and promote individual liberty and human dignity. We stand ready to be a voice for freedom and equality and a harsh critic of those who are not.